Yo, what's up guys? This is episode 2 of the bossing week, and if you don't already know what this is, make sure you go out and check episode 1, because in that video I explain everything that's going to be going on this week. But anyway, let's just dive straight into it. As you can see, today we went to Kree'arra. Now if you guys have watched some of my older videos, you'll know that Kree'arra is one of my favourite bosses. And that's just because usually I'm really lucky here. I just get a lot of unique items and effigies in general. And on top of that, it's just another boss that doesn't really require that much attention. So usually all I have to do is just sit back and watch my TV show, and then as soon as Kree'arra spawns, I have to just press my death swiftness. And then once I use my death swiftness, I just use up my other abilities until I get to my thresholds, and then I just use my thresholds then. So yeah, it's a pretty easy boss if you have the gear for it. Not much attention is required, like I said. And someone in the last episode, I can't remember who it was, but someone asked if they could see my gear and my inventory setup. So on the screen now, I just have 2 pictures of my inventory and gear. As for the gear, this is primarily what I wear pretty much everywhere that I'm going to be ranging. And as for the inventory, it's a pretty much just standard inventory, not really anything special in there. The only real switch I have in there is the Ring of Vigor, just in case I want to get slightly faster kills. But apart from that, everything's pretty standard. And also I forgot to mention that I usually bring a yak with me as well, and this is what I usually take in the yak. It just makes it so I can have like relatively long trips, so it usually lasts around like 3 hours. So yeah, this definitely saved me from having to go back and forth multiple times. Now let's talk about the loot. Well, this was a relatively quiet 5 hours. I mean, at least relatively quiet for me at Kree'arra. Like I said earlier, I'm usually very lucky here, but this time I think I was like pretty much average. The first drop that I got was around 3 hours in, and that was an Armadyl helmet drop, and that was around 2.4 mil, so a pretty good item to begin with. And at this point I was just really hoping for at least one more item, but then the 4th hour I did not get anything, and then finally in the last hour I got another Armadyl helmet drop. So that's 2 Armadyl helmets within those 5 hours, which is pretty good. I mean, Armadyl helmets are pretty much the same price as any other Armadyl item. The majority of the Armadyl items are relatively the same price, apart from the chain skirt, chest plate and boots. They're just a bit more expensive than the rest of them. But anyway, taking everything into consideration, I'm pretty happy with what I got. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. I could have got nothing and just had to show you normal drops. So I'm really happy that's not the case, and we just got that extra bit of money to boost up the price check. And speaking of the price check, let's take a look at it. From 5 hours and 275 kills of Kree'arra, we ended up getting a little over 10 mil. So this just means that we made borderline 2 mil an hour. Honestly, not that bad. I thought it was going to be a little less, maybe like 1.7, 1.8 mil. But I guess I just underestimated the normal drops and the amount of coins that Kree'arra drops. Just take a look. I got 2 mil from just the coin drops, and she drops 20k at a time. So that means I got over 100 coin drops. And just looking down the line of the rest of the items, they're pretty standard really. And also I forgot to mention that we got a Godsword Shard 1 in there as well. So just another 10 mil to add on to the final price check for this week. Tomorrow's episode should be a pretty good one, because we're going to be moving out of the Goddo's Dungeon 1 and heading to either Araxor or Queen Black Dragon. Really not sure which one I'm going to do yet. It's either going to be QBD tomorrow and then Araxor the next, or Araxor tomorrow and then QBD the next day. So pretty much guaranteed to make a good couple of days worth of money over the next couple of days. And yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for watching, subscribe if you're new, and I shall see you tomorrow. Peace!